We are live from Howell Lanes off the Jersey Shore, and this is the Northeast Conference Women's Bowling Tournament on NEC Front Row. Today it's the championship finals with the number 4 St. Francis Red Flash taking on the number 1 Sacred Heart Pioneers. Here in the 9th frame. Right there. And Littleton converts the spare, as cool as a cucumber.
Tori Boughton up on lane 5 for Sacred Heart.
They are working off of an open frame. Not that time. With the final shot of the match. 9. So 167 for the Pioneers, but a 223 for the Red Flash. And that will do it. As Sacred Heart wins the match by 74 pins. Working off of an open frame in the 5th. Sacred Heart with a couple of spares to start this frame. And she strikes.
That was a good looking shot. Sacred Heart needing to win to stay alive.
And St. Francis playing for the title. And the automatic qualifier into the NCAAs. 9 for Littleton. That finishes it out. It is a 950 to 879 victory for SFU. So we are tied at 1 round apiece as we go to the 3rd and final round, a traditional best-of-7 Baker game format. Boughton knocks down one of the double wood, and they finish with 167 to the Pioneers, but 192 for St. Francis U as they take a 1-game-to-none lead in round number 3. And Boughton's throw goes Brooklyn. So it's a 193 for the Pioneers, but not enough as St. Francis rolls a 215 to take a 2-games-to-none lead in this best-of-7 Baker round. See,
that is the 3-7-9-10. Something you do not see every day.
And Littleton finishes it out with a triple. 5 straight strikes for St. Francis, but they lose this one 200 to 193. And St. Francis U now owns only a 2-1 lead. But Brittany Gray steps to the line for the Red Flash here in the 7th frame. It is a spectacular 7 for the Red Flash as they have struck in all 7 frames. Lane 6 has been the tougher of the 2 lanes, and so Sacred Heart is going to go back over to lane 5 for what would be a game that they will be facing elimination. And the triple.
3 nice shots by Bamford there.
246 to 188. SFU with the victory. And they are up 3 games to 1.
That's that little patch of oil that we talked about earlier on lane 5. Just giving that little bit of hold in front of the pocket where you see the ball jumping high on the right lane. It creates a nice little hold area for the ball on the left lane.
Final shot of the match turns out to be a turkey for Rachel Bamford. 220 to 184. A Sacred Heart survives and lives for another game. It is 3 games to 2. St. Francis U with the lead in the best-of-7 Baker round. St. Francis had 2 chances to close this thing out, and the Pioneers would not go away. Bamford with a solid 9. 234 to 191. Sacred Heart prevails and evens the best of Baker's 7 as Bamford steps up to the line. In the 10th, she strikes! 5 in a row for Sacred Heart.
Extra innings, Paul, extra innings.
Littleton fails on the conversion. 235 to 215 in favor of the Pioneers.
Again, this is not total pinfall, it's just wins and losses. So whether they lose by 1 or 100, that will not matter.
And that's it. 199 to 158. Sacred Heart wins game number 1. Had 3 spares the rest of the way. Everything else was a strike.
Of course, the teams switch lanes again. They alternate lanes each game.
232 to 160. SFU tying the match at 1 game apiece. And now the shot that will decide the game.
She needs 5 pins. They have a possible 212. St. Francis already posting a 206.
And St. Francis had a clean game too. But it will not matter.
That is enough.
That's what happens when you string strikes.
That's exactly right, Paul.
209 to 206. It is a victory for Sacred Heart, and they jump on top 2 games to 1. Strike for Bamford. 236 to 184 in favor of SFU. But they trail 3 games to 2 and will face another elimination match.
The Red Flash were up 3-1 and Sacred Heart came back to win it. Sacred Heart was up 3-1 this match. And the Red Flash have come back to tie it up and have to do the same to win it.
Why not? Why not? An experimental ball thrown by Sarah Morris. 189 to 177 in favor of SFU. We are tied at 3. Folks, this is for all the marbles. While Dominic Newton will step up to the line, working off a 3rd frame spare for the Pioneers. So a strike for Sacred Heart and a spare for SFU. And Carol seems to me to have gotten better as the day went on.
Yeah, as the day goes on and the lanes transition, it just moves into her wheelhouse.
Off of a 4th frame spare, she strikes.
And you can see it there. She likes to be able to be in and throw it out to the right and have the ball break back.
It's a 16-pin Red Flash lead as we go into the final frame of the game. In the 10th, Haley Carroll.
She's just going to need good count now after that strike.
And Bamford unable to answer. That's going to do it.
That is going to do it. The Red Flash will be heading to the NCAA Championships.
Tears of joy on the St. Francis side. And some heartbreak moments of disappointment on the Sacred Heart side.
As they get one of their other players to throw their final fill ball.
Hannah Shore, a senior from White Oak, Pennsylvania, and the only senior on the St. Francis roster here today. 205 to 155. St. Francis wins game number 7 in the Baker Elimination Final. Congratulations to the Red Flash. You are the Northeast Conference Women's Bowling Champions, and you're going to the NCAA tournament.
You told me earlier that you've spent this last month working on your team's mental game, and sure looks like it came into play today. What did you tell the team when you were down 3-1 in this final match?
I didn't tell them a thing. I didn't tell them a thing. They honestly, they know what to do. They know how to respond. This has been running through barbed wire all weekend. We were 2 incredible splits away. We had to convert them, or we lose to Duquesne 4-2. We've run through barbed wire all day yesterday, and this today is just the same way. So that team, they know it now. They know how to respond. I didn't say a word.
Coach, I know how much this means to you. I'll let you go share this with your team. Thank you very much.
One thing, this is for all the Red Flash players that ever wore this uniform. I've thought about you ladies all weekend. This is for my wife. This is for my kids. Lindsay and Evan, you are more talented at what you do than what I do. Give that gift back.
Thanks, Coach. How great is that? And with us, we have the 2 key players from the Red Flash, Haley and Sarah. Sarah, tell me what this means to you.
It means the world to us. We've been talking about this all season. It's really a dream come true.
And how did it feel being down 3-1? What did you guys do to collect yourselves and get back here?
We just take our deep breaths and we just keep pushing, and we know that we never have to give up.
And Haley, how's it feel for you not starting off as anchor and then having Coach having the faith in you to move you down there?
You know, we were all just playing great. We all hit each other's backs. It was a team effort. It didn't matter what position I was in. We all bowled as a team.
Down 3-1, felt the same way as the rest of your team. What do you say to yourself?
Man, I don't know. We fought so hard. I'm so proud of how we fought. I just got to remember this moment forever. This is the epitome of grinding.
And now you guys get to take a trip to the NCAA finals.
Yep.
So good luck there, and we wish you well.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Paul, I'll send it back to you.